action. Oh.
Coming from blue spawn is outhouse, truck, and banana. Banana leads into ramp. This has an overlook of all the area, but it's also sentry guns like to be put here. Speaking of here, this is nest. Nest leads into grass. This entire back area here is grass. And this entire building over here is flank, which truck leads into. One specification in flank, though, is door, because snipers may like to sit here and poke at us from door. This is door. Comes from flank. This is wood, and this back here is crates. From ramp, you can drop down into drop down, which opens when the first point is captured. Coming from first point is tunnel. On the left of tunnel is cave, which drop down leads down into. Tunnel then moves into the B point. Coming from crates is hilltop. When you go down from hilltop, you can drop down to roof, over here. Coming from cave, back here in tunnel, this is flank. Flank can go up into hilltop. The second point here, this is choke. This is battlements, and this is caution, or suicide, or whatever. Just death in general. This is just the point. When that point is captured, we move back into B house. B house is pretty important because it's a very central part of the third point play. When the cart moves forward, it moves into underground.
Yes.
And underground leads into the hill and the point. Now, B house also goes into a very large flank area. You can come out here, and there's 2 windows here. We call these windows. But notably, the reason we call it that is because there's a one-way window over here. The enemy cannot see you if you're standing on this side of the window. Use that to your advantage. It also goes into locker. This is flank for this point. It leads into connector, this area right here. This is all connector right here. It connects window and flank. And this entire back here, this entire area back here is rock. That's blue spawn, just for future reference. This entire area is kind of pointless unless a spy decides to decloak there. This little area overlooks, from rock, you can overlook the entire third point. From connector, you can go down into ladder and lock. This section here with the stairs is lock, because of the lock on the door there. Silly, I know. From B house, you can also go across from underground into the flank area we call sneaky. This down here is sneaky, and it leads behind C point. This area up here is cubby, and it leads into the red spawn area back here, which covers the third point and the fourth point, and this is cubby window. When you fall back here, this is desk. This little overhang here with the stairs is desk. Connecting desk and rocks is lab. Through the main area, you can see that lab connects this entire back area. Lab is a very large connector. This huge area here, that with all the doors and all the ways to go, this is connector. This over here, down here, is secret. Secret can be accessed from connector. Connector leads down into fence, and you can go down into sneaky, or secret. And it can also lead into the main area. Just main. This area up here is apartments, and it's a shortcut to get to the last point as fast as possible. Connector also leads to elevator, which is this little drop down here. This over here is elevator. And this up here is rooftop again. Fence is here again. Use this to avoid getting shot from the sight line here. This is called sight line. And back here is flank. You can flank over and get to the main battlement area. This is battlements, main, whatever you want to call it. This up here is map or sentry spot. And if you can see there's a little cubby in here, this is called bucket. This little area is called bucket because spies will decloak in there. Or they can use it for that. It's not why it's called that. This is blue spawn in the very beginning. Has 3 entrances, one leading to truck, one leading to main, and one leading to banana and ramp. On the first point defense, we spawn here. We spawn in B house, which can go out to the second point, and this door opens up to go to hilltop and to tunnel and cave. When the first point is captured here, the spawn rooms actually stay the same. Blue stays in blue spawn, and red will stay in red spawn. But the difference between red and blue spawn, when the first point is captured, is red has now access to cubby from their spawn room. Access to the third point and cubby. When the second point is captured, as you can see here, blue spawn moves up to tunnel, and they have access to the entire flank area back here with another resupply here, another exit here. There's 2 exits there and by tunnel. When the second point is captured, our red spawn moves back to the D point and the C point cubby spawn. It also leads into cubby window or door. When the third point is captured, blue spawn moves up to this area here, which goes into rock and lab.